Does this change, and this is probably more of a question to the guys from banks rather than Paul, does this change the A-list focus that historically we've had in banks, where you say these are our big revenue earning clients, so they're the ones who get all our TLC, so to speak? Is it a case of maybe some of that TLC is going to be channeled slightly at the sort of client accounts that aren't worth the fabulous figures that that a Fidelity, for example, is worth in terms of commission?
Yeah, I think maybe not in the last year, but in the last 2-3 years, that's what happened. Like 10 years ago, you will develop a technology solution just for one client. You know, you will say, this is our key client. He wants to receive the trades with that format. That he wants to. So you will have pool of people working just for one client. And now it's not the case. It's more trying to enlarge the client base because more banks have global footprints now. They have clients in different regions, different type of client by sophistication as well. So you try to enlarge to say, well, we develop this for these 10 clients, but in fact we can use it for 50. And so you try to reuse a lot more than you did in the past.
Yeah, actually, I think you have to be very careful about that one of the developing things for one client. There is what I call the ashtray syndrome, right? So you sell a car, and then clients say, don't buy your car if you don't have an ashtray in it. You build an ashtray in it, and then the client doesn't smoke. So you'll find out that a lot of things you build for one client are sometimes not, you certainly don't justify the cost you've put in them, actually. So completely agree.
I think you can find our industry is littered with examples of that, where we spend too much of our budget with too little ROI done, too little analysis done at inception.
The sales trader did, however, shout very loudly about the requirement.